What is up, guys? It's Alex here. I'm doing a little solo thing right here. We'll get back to the rest of the podcast after this, but I had to talk to my good buddy Sal Calanni. I haven't had you on the podcast in 141 episodes, man. How are you?
Holy cow, 141! Wow.
Yeah, it was 2014. Wow. We've grown so much since then.
Wow. I'm good, man. Thank you. I'm good. I'm looking up and down these iTunes charts, trying to see where my album's bouncing up and down. It's stressful, man. It's a very stressful thing I never had to do before.
Yeah, it's pretty high up on the charts right now. Sal just released his new comedy album, Little Dago. You can get it on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon, so go get that right now. I just finished listening to it before I called you. It's awesome, so I highly recommend it.
Thanks. Thank you, buddy. What's the test of everybody? So what bit did you like, dude?
Man, my favorite, I like the burlesque bit. Then you were talking about Christopher Columbus, and the Newtown lightsaber joke was. Those are my three favorites.
Only comics like that dark ass joke and that.
It's so funny.
That's funny. I did that joke in those Star Wars jokes. I was doing them in Seattle, and the comics all loved them. And it's it's fun. They're a little dark, but Star Wars.
Yeah,
I love Star Wars. It took me like 6 months to craft that Luke Skywalker compared him to Osama bin Laden joke, but I finally got it right, and now it hits.
It was perfect. So it's been a while, obviously, since we've talked. You've moved from San Francisco down to L.A. I think you talk about it a little bit like that, but like, how are you liking the city now? Or what this new city?
Los Angeles is it's tough to see. It's so big. I've never seen somewhere so big, and I would joke about how sometimes LA looks like a failed experiment. They're like, oh, let's see if we could just put millions and millions of people in millions and millions of cars. Will they all be assholes? Oh yeah, they are. Look at that. How about that? Like it's the way they drive, the way they act. It's just a whole different world, man. They're getting dropped into an ocean, And now I'm actually in San Francisco right now. I'm at the Punchline all week.
Mm-hmm.
And actually with a guy named Shane Wang, who's from Houston, Texas.
I saw Shane Wang. He opened for Greg Fitzsimmons, I believe, not too long ago.
Yes.
At the Houston Improv.
He and I kind of came up in San Francisco, so it's like we're both here reminiscing, and it's kind of cool to just be where our comedy careers were born at,
Yeah, so, that's awesome. You recorded the album in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, I recorded the album up in San Francisco because you can't get 45 minutes in Los Angeles.
That's a good point.
That's not happening. So, I came up here and recorded it, and man, it was great. It was a cool experience, and man, now it's out there. Little Dago. Did you see iTunes? They censored.
Did I see what?
They censored the title.
Oh, they did? Hold on, let me go. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to pull up.
Yeah, if you look, it's funny because I go to iTunes and go to the comedy charts.
Oh, yeah, they do.
D asterisk O.
But it's funny because it's so counterproductive because you can see like the album art and it says it.
I know.
Anyways.
Isn't that great? It's so great that the album title is so large. It's larger than my name, so that you can see it. And I didn't know they would do that. I just found out last week that was going to happen.
Because apparently it's an offensive word?
Yeah, Dago is supposedly hey, well...
Yeah, how did you come up with it?
It's a little bit on the slur side for Italians, but that's what my father used to always say, because I'm Italian, he's Italian, and that's what they would Italians would call each other sometimes. It's not as friendly as Paisan, but there's a lot worse Italian slurs you can use. So I never thought of it as an offensive thing. And I would joke that my dad, we West Market in downtown Cleveland, and they used to sell these pizza bagels that I really loved. And I remember he played jokes on me like, these two Italians he knew was serving them, and I'm like, I want those pizza bagels. What are they called, Dad? He's like, they're called Little Dagos. So I'd go up and ask the guy, can I get a couple Little Dagos? And these Italian guys were like, what the hell are you saying, boy? So, but you're right. I didn't reference, you mentioned this before we got on the air, but I did not mention Little Dago in the album.
It's so meta. I like it.
I didn't mention that piece of story or anything. And part of it was because, like, I had it recorded, and then I did Gotham Comedy. It was just aired last month, right?
Okay.
And it was in New York, but I recorded it like 6 months ago. I was there in September, and I had to get up. I had to get like an intro, and I wanted to, I wanted to like, I'll do an album, and then they'll promote it on national TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, I was just trying to think of something right there. I had no idea, and I had maybe like a couple hours until showtime, and I don't know. I just thought of it. It just popped in my head, a little Dago, I thought, and that's why it's kind of on the album.
That's always cool though when you have stuff like that where you got to ask like, why is it called that? Because then you kind of get to explain that that's a part of your life that you're like you specifically named it after, and that's a cool story that you get to retell over and over again. Yeah,
and partly it's also like it's kind of like a nod to my father too, because this is the first time like I revisit material about my dad. Because my dad, like, that was where I first started doing jokes, was about my dad, and then he passed away in 2012. And then when that happened, I stopped doing the jokes, and I stopped doing new jokes about anything about it. And then I just started revisiting it, because it's like, why did you stop, dude? They're fucking funny. You know what I mean? And I just remember the first time, it was like 3 days after the funeral, and I was doing a set, I was doing a show, and in the middle of a joke, I'm like doing a dad joke in the present tense, and it like kind of like, and I was fine on stage, and I went through it, but it fucked me up in the head a little. And then I was like, well, I'm not gonna do that for a while. And now, I don't know, this is kind of like a nod. I can bring it back and do it, and it's fun. It's like some of my favorite stuff to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, man.
That's what's up, though, dude. Like, and I know you obviously being from Cleveland and being such a big Cavs fan. I'm sure you've been paying attention to them this postseason, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. So you're a Rockets guy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I did like it sucks being in this era right now. The Rockets are a solid team that would be competitive for like a championship in most any other era, but with the Cavs and the Warriors, just good luck.
Yeah, it's funny. I have this guy who lives in my like courtyard area, like, because I live in these bungalows with these courtyards, and one of my neighbors, like, he's from Houston, but he hates. He doesn't like James Harden. He knows him like through a friend of a friend, and he's hung out with him a few times. He's like, yeah, he's just whack. I don't like him.
Really?
so he doesn't root for the Rockets. I mean, now this is just some guy. I don't know. James Harden might be a great guy. I don't know. But yeah, it was just kind of funny. But yeah, dude, no, I'm really glad to be out of the Celtics. Sweeping. It's funny, the guys who run this label that I really out to, they're one guy's a huge Toronto Raptors fan, and the other guy's a huge Boston Celtics fan. So I'm like just running through their team, their Cavs, and yeah, I'm excited, man. The Cavs looking good. The Cavs, they're better than they were last year, and yeah, I know the Warriors are better with KD, but I mean, I think the Cavs, I'm liking where they're going. I was just watching this, and I can't stand the Warriors. I live here in San Francisco.
Like in San Francisco, I'm sure like you got to talk a bunch of shit last year. That had to be fun, right?
Well, I wasn't. See, that's the thing. I was in San Francisco when they lost, and then in 2015, and then I was in LA when they won in 2016.
But did you contact your old neighbors like, fuck you, what we got this time?
Oh, the best was, like, I did a show up in San Francisco, like, 2 weeks later, and I had to come up here for the show, and there was this storefront, and they still had all this Warriors gear outside the front of it, and I, like, just took, like, a selfie smiling in front of it. And I suppose, all my friends are so pissed, dude. But, I mean, no, that was the greatest, and the greatest finals ever. I was just looking at something about how, you know, the Warriors, they said, in the 3 years, they've only faced like 2 teams at full strength in the playoffs.
Really?
And that was, in the 3 years. Because the first year, when they won, in 2015, they didn't even face a starting point guard. And then
Oh, wow.
Kyrie and Love got hurt. Tim Conley, the guy from Memphis, Conley, he was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So the only two times they faced teams at full strength in the playoffs these past 3 years have been the Thunder, who they almost lost to, and then the Cavs, who beat them in 2016. So, I mean, I think they've been a very lucky team, and yes, they're very good, and the Cavs will still be the underdog going into the finals. But, hey, man, I like the puncher's chance. You got the best player in the world, LeBron James.
Uh-huh.
You always got a chance.
Yeah.
Always got a chance.
Do you just do you worry about the rematch? Obviously, like this is the most pathetic playoffs ever. I feel like where there's been some exciting games, but it's like, why did we have to have rounds? We should have just put these two in the finals. We knew what was going to happen at the beginning of the season. Like, there's really two teams in the NBA now. Throw in the Spurs occasionally, but really there's two teams.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, the Spurs got screwed, man. I mean, who would have known? I mean, if that injury didn't happen, the Spurs had that game on lock. It could have been a really fun series to watch. It could have been a really fun series to watch. But you're right. I think there's a top tier of teams, and I thought the four best teams were Warriors, Cavs, Spurs, Rockets.
Okay, I didn't even put the Rockets in that tier at all.
Well, I did until I saw you guys last week, and I mean, dude, what the hell? Harden just he just ate it. He just fell apart.
Yeah, that was weird. Just like that style of offense, that Mike D'Antoni run and shoot kind of offense, that works in a regular season. That'll win you a lot of games. But then when you get to a postseason and teams can lock you down on defense, that's always going to be what happens. That's what happened with the Suns with him the entire time, and now he's even got a better team that can run the system he wanted to do. And just when you shut down those threes like the Spurs were able to do eventually, you're not going to win any games. Yeah. It's just stupid to I get like the live and die by the three is okay, but then like, all right, hey, it's not working. We got to make some other plays, guys. We can't just keep throwing them up.
Right.
But I mean, it works for the Warriors, but they have Green and Durant and all those guys that can go inside and do that too. So they're well balanced.
They got like LeBron could go in, and Kyrie could still slash with the best of them. But I mean, yeah, that is true.
Are you worried about the 3-1 effect? Like, the Warriors have to have that in the back of their minds the entire postseason, the entire season probably. Are you worried that when y'all get to the finals that's going to be like the momentum or with the motivation that they use to beat you guys?
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
They've wanted it forever. Dude, LeBron is so dialed in right now. It's crazy. Like,
it's scary how much better he's being than he's ever been.
Yeah, and he's seeing him after. I mean, I really think the Cavs have a good chance to repeat. And look, Durant is great, but LeBron is going to run right through the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, LeBron is still a pretty big dude. All right.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of like, it's funny though. It is like what you're saying about it's like 3-point shooters. It's almost like it's been an arms race, and the Cavs now have all these 3-point shooters because the Warriors have 3-point shooters. And it's like, the Rockets got a bunch of 3-point shooters. It's just becoming a whole different game. But, yeah, I mean, defense is key. I mean, we'll see. Shutting them down. Sometimes the Cavs do leave a couple guys open. But, I mean, the defense has stepped it up in the playoffs.
Yeah, they definitely have.
Yeah, I mean, they shut down Paul George. And it's funny. They just really skipped the last end of the season. They didn't really care. But, yeah, they're looking good, man. I'm excited. I'll see the game tonight, and in enemy territory here. I did a to the city and made sure to wear my Cleveland Cavaliers Finals championship hat. And, just promoting myself in the Lions Den. I don't know if it helps sell any albums when you're ripping on their team, telling them how. Well, one guy asked me for. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
This guy was asking me a Warriors joke. And I'm like, well, why are you going to ask me, And I didn't really have one totally set, but I was thinking about, I was like comparing it to I was like, I want to get these M&Ms. And they have new flavor. They have caramel M&Ms. They have all these different flavors. And somebody was telling me, peanut butter are good. I'm like, no. What's the point of peanut butter M&Ms when Reese's Pieces are out there? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's no comparison. I was like, Reese's Pieces is like having a pair of Jordans and then M&M peanut butter is like having some of them whack-ass Steph Curry shoes.
That's the big baller brand of shoes, yeah.
Right, so it's just, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, what's great, like, I know LeBron sometimes is like that people gave him a hard time of not closing, but I think he's pretty, having him and Kyrie, they're pretty good closers, and they're pretty clutch, and they're so important. Like, seeing what happened with Harden in the final game, seeing Steph Curry in Game 7 last year in the fourth quarter scored 3 points, and then he does that behind the back of the audience. Like, and you got to have that person at the end when it's close like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now Durant can be a closer. Durant's the best player on their team, and their fans hate hearing that.
Is it just like, do you think that maybe there's like a little conspiracy theory, though, that like LeBron left, he went to go chase some championships just so he could screw the Cavs over enough so they could get the number 1 draft pick and take Kyrie, so then he could just come back and win one with him? Do you think that was like a secret plan the entire time?
No, dude.
Just stay woke, man. I'm just saying, stay woke.
Nobody tortures their career. Nobody's the most popular basketball player, and then tortures his career for you.
It's like a movie, dude.
Comeback.
It's like a movie.
Yeah. He did not expect to get torched like he did, and we hated him, and it hurt him because he's from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's from Ohio, grew up on him. I did radio the other day. This guy, he's a Cleveland fan. We were talking. He used to do commentary on LeBron James high school games. Like, so he like saw him like growing up from the beginning, and like they had to move his high school games from high schools to like where the college team played because so many people came out to see him.
I remember
in
that.
high school. Yeah, like,
Irish
especially this guy's been under, and for him to be there's no like drama with LeBron. You know what I mean? He's kept himself pretty clean except for that time.
Well, then that's just like that's an opinionated thing. It's only people's opinions of him were really changed. He didn't really do anything bad. It's not like he's beating women.
Right. The way he carried it out was kind of annoying. But it's like
he was young,
decision, all that. But everybody like hates on him so much, and it's just like, dude, when he left, I hated him, but I still knew he was the best player in the league.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a respect thing. And, yeah, man. So, I mean, I could talk sports all day, but LeBron is, I think he's on a whole other level right now. And, yeah, dude, Kevin Love looked good the other night.
Yeah.
Excited, man. It's an exciting time right now, the next couple of weeks.
Dude, and
hopefully we get to punch some Warriors in the mouth.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see him repeat again. And then just like he's better than Jordan at that point, right?
No, well,
overall player.
No, I would say because of size and defense, maybe. But Michael Jordan will always be considered the best until somebody beats six. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you give
winning two with two different teams, though.
Say that again.
Winning 2 rings with 2 different teams. That's pretty awesome, though. That's very rare.
No, it's
happens.
Very awesome, man. To go 7 times in a row that hasn't been done since Bill Russell days.
Yeah, they were all Celtics.
Like, yeah, exactly. Until that time when they had way less teams. It's that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, it's unheard of. Like, the Cavs were terrible. Like, when he left, the Cavs were terrible. And yeah, they got Kyrie, but they still weren't that good. They still didn't make the playoffs. And then to come back to that team, and the next thing you know, they're right there in the finals. That's insane.
And you were talking about the guy that was the play-by-play guy for him in high school. And you know whose career he's really made is Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst was just the beat writer at the fucking newspaper in the city.
What was Brian's early relation with?
He was like just a reporter, like a local sports reporter at like the town that he went to high school in that LeBron did, and he just covered LeBron, and enough people were reading his articles because he kept talking about LeBron James, who was just a freak of nature, that they're like, oh hey, why don't we hire you with ESPN? Maybe you can do this, and now he's stuck with him. So.
That's funny. I mean, that's fine. I realized he had a little bit of a Cleveland affiliation, and I kind of appreciate what he says. And then, Yeah, was he in Believe Land? I don't know if he was in Believe Land. I think he might have. Yeah, he is in Believe Land. That documentary, the 30-30.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and then I like that they edited it after they won the championship. They went and they redid it. That was a cool way to redo the ending.
Yeah, we had a special edition.
Never been done before. All right, I know you're hungry. It's early, and we're recording this on a Friday, but we're gonna put this out on Wednesday. I know you're trying to go get some breakfast, but we do a new segment on the podcast. It's called Answers, and this was not a part of the podcast when you did it last in 2014, but it basically we always say that there's no such thing as stupid questions, that people get criticized for sending stupid questions all the time, and we just answer the stupid questions. So will you answer a couple of questions with me?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. So who provides these questions?
Just our listeners. So Greg Baker emailed us in, and this is the first one. It says, is it better to have loved and lost, or to have loved and been kicked in the balls?
Well, that's easy, dude. Loved and lost, bro. Like, oh, wait, do you still get to keep it after you get kicked in the balls? Because why would you want to after you get kicked in the balls?
But, like, maybe you didn't get kicked in the balls by, like, the person that you loved, you know? Like, you actually lost someone that you loved if, you know, like, you actually would lose someone. But then you might just not, like, maybe it's a fight.
So is it better to lost? Wait, say it again.
Like, would you rather lose your girl entirely, or, like, her kick you in the balls one time but you're still together, though?
I don't know, man. It depends how bad of the ball kicking it is. Like, if she fucks you up and you can't have kids or something, I mean, how are you going to get past that?
That's a good point.
And why is she kicking you in the balls at all? Like, that's the most delicate part of a man. If a woman kicks you in the balls, I mean, I think that's, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I got Matt here on the couch. Hey, Matt, would you rather have a woman love you, but then you lose her, or love you and she could kick you in the balls?
Definitely the former.
He would say you don't want to get kicked in the balls. So yeah, you got to lose the chick. I think I agree. I lose the broad because if she's gonna kick you in the balls, she's not a good chick to have.
That's a good sell. I'm on board with your answer then.
Yeah. It's just a one-time thing, but still, that's respect, dude. You know what? I've never kicked a girl in the, coochie, so.
Never gave her the old cunt punt?
No, dude, and I wouldn't expect her to want to be with me
right.
after I did. So, stupid fucking question. Next.
No, for real, like, you should not kick anybody in the balls unless, like, your life is in danger or you're being robbed. Like, that's, like, the two extreme cases in which that would be acceptable to me. Okay, Matt Self writes in with our next question, and he says, what is the cutoff time to change your mind during a robbery without getting in trouble?
What is the cutoff time to change your mind in a robbery before you get in trouble?
I would say before going. That's got to be like your accessory to murder or like to robbery, no matter what, right? After you're like in the car, you can't even get in the car to go to the place to commit the robbery. I feel like you got to, like, there's no real safe time to just turn around and be like, guys, I'm out, unless you just don't do it in the first place.
No, I mean, you can get out of the car. I mean, you could go, like, remember in A Bronx Tale when they're driving to go throw those bottles at the store, and Sonny goes over and pulls them over, gets them out of the car. But I think it depends. Like, if you have a gun, if you have a weapon, I mean, I think the second you pull out that weapon, that's the point where it's a whole new ball game. Then, you know what I mean?
That's a safe answer. Yeah, prior to pulling out any firearms or anything.
Yeah, because if I walked into a 7-Eleven and I said, "Hey, give me all your money," I could still get out of it by going, just fucking with
psych.
But if I go, "Hey, give me all your money," and I'm holding a gun, that's a wrap, son.
Yeah. That's a good dude. You're nailing these questions, dude. So just before you pull out the weapon, guys, just don't pull out the weapon, and you're good.
That's it.
All right, our final one. We got Dan Ristow writes in and says, jaywalking with a neck brace, badass or dumbass that didn't learn their lesson the first time? I'm guessing he saw someone walking across the street with a neck brace on.
Well, that is kind of funny, but we don't know how this man injured his neck, so, he... Well, I mean, jaywalking, how dangerous is jaywalking now? Is he, like, dodging cars?
Yeah, or is it just like it's an empty street?
Yeah, is it an empty street in the suburbs and he's just walking across? Or is it Even like Frogger trying to run across a 6-lane road.
I'd like to think he's a badass. You know, venturing out there, he's playing hurt. He's walking around with the neck brace. I like to think that takes a little bit of balls, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think anyone could ever look like a badass while wearing a neck brace.
Maybe if you're jaywalking between cars, bro. You're like,
maybe jaywalking what?
If you're like dodging cars with a neck brace, maybe you look a little badass. You're like, dude, look at this guy. He's jumping all over the place.
Yeah, you kind of look like you're turning into the Michelin Man
That's true.
with the neck brace on. Like, you're like, oh, he might have something wrong with him. He's with his neck. It's not a tough-looking injury. Mostly, you know, if it was a cast,
right,
it could look kind of badass, you know, but... Yeah, neck brace. Yeah, I can't say badass and neck brace. I would probably have to go with the latter.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. You can get Sal's new comedy album, Little Dago, on Amazon, iTunes, and the Google Play Store. You're at Sal Calanni on Twitter, right?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that noise.
All that jazz. All right. Hey, man, I'm so happy that we got to have you back on the podcast, dude.
Yeah, say you come out to Texas.
Hold on. Say that one more time. You cut out.
I said thank you, Alex, and I got to come back out to Texas.
Yeah, dude. Try coming to Houston this time, you know? Go to the Improv.
Yeah, I love it. Tell me where to go. I'll be there, buddy.
Get your boy Shane to get you in at the Improv over there, and then I'll go see you. That'd be awesome.
All right, man.
We will sell out.
Cool.
We'll sell out that show, bro. If you show up to Houston, I promise you.
All right, sweet, brother.
All right, man.
I appreciate it.
We'll take it easy, dude, and good luck with those album sales. Go buy it right now, guys. iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon. Thanks, Sal.
Thanks, brother. All right, bye.
All right.
Pass the gravy. Pass the gravy, bitches.